Hi, my name is DMV Butterfly, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I am going to talk about the 3 things that are key to starting a weight loss journey. First, let's start here. How do I know these 3 things will work? Because I used them in the past to lose 84 pounds, and I maintained that weight loss for 5 years before I gained anything back. I went from 244 pounds down to 160 pounds. I gained the weight back, and this is not an excuse. I gained the weight back after I got hit by a car. I don't mean I was driving a car and my car got hit. I was walking and my body was hit by a car. But let's jump into the 3 steps. The first step is, how many calories do I need to eat in order to lose weight? I will say this. When I first started my journey, I didn't know the answer to this. And it led me to doing some things to lose weight that weren't effective. I went on all of these fad things. And after using those things and they weren't effective, I did research and I found this. This is information is online. However, here's the key. I'm going to use a formula to determine how many calories I need to eat to lose weight. However, there are many different formulas out there that determine this. So the key to that is being consistent. I want to use just one formula, and that's it. Because if I start to use different sources for these formulas, one source may tell me I can eat 2,000 calories. The next source may tell me I can only eat 1,200 calories. I wanted to use a formula that was sustainable and that made sense for me, that I could eat this way for the rest of my life. So where did I find this formula? This particular formula is a formula that the trainer used. And her name is Jillian Michaels. And she used this with her clients to lose weight, right? I kept the weight off again for 5 years using this formula. So let's get into the formula. I will start here. There is a different formula. This formula varies for men. This formula that I'm using is the one for women. However, I will link both formulas in the description box below. All right. This formula determines your... So before we get started with the calculation, let me put out this disclaimer. It's going to seem like we're doing a lot of numbers and it may seem overwhelming, but I'm going to go over the example with you. It's really easy and it is effective in weight loss. So let's go. So BMR, basal metabolic rate. Again, I used this. I lost 84 pounds and I was able to eat, and I ate well and still lost weight. So here we go. So I have my little notes up there because I can't read this backwards. So how many calories does your body burn in a day? So this will determine how much you can eat. So let's get into the formula. The formula is 655 plus 4.35 times your weight in pounds plus 4.7 times your height in inches. I am 5 feet 4 inches tall. So 5 feet in inches is 60 inches plus my 4 inches is 64 inches. And I will link, I will have in the description box also the numbers. I want to make it very easy for people of the different heights in the 5s up to maybe 6'2" of what your inches will be, just to make it easier for everyone. And then minus, you're going to subtract this 4.7 times your age in years. Okay. So let's come down to the example that I use. So 655, and I use plus 4.35 times 244. That was the weight that I was when I first started my weight loss journey. Plus 4.7 times my 64 inches. That's my height. Yours may be 62, yours may be 60, yours may be 71, whatever that is. So this number is your own personal number based on your height, your age, and your weight. So no one else can calculate this except for you. You cannot go by someone else's number. And then 4.7, I did a person who's 30 years old. Okay? So we come down here, 655 plus, and this is where I got this number, 4.35 times 244 pounds is 1,000, that number. And then here, 4.7 times my height in inches gives me this number. And then 4.7 times the age gives me this number, right? So 655 plus this number, that number plus this number, and then minus 144 gave 1,876.2 calories. If you are also starting a weight loss journey, it doesn't have to be that you're starting it on January 1st, because maybe your mind isn't right or you have some things you want to do first. But if you will be starting a weight loss journey in 2023, please comment below and let me know. Now let's continue. This is the number of calories that that person's body will need just if they're lay in the bed all day and don't do anything at all, right? So our next step is to use this number to calculate how much we can eat, or how much this person can eat and not gain weight. And then we'll use that to determine how much this person can eat to lose weight. All right, so now we are most of the way there. Now that we have our BMR, our basal metabolic rate, we need to know our AMR, which is 1, 2, 3, quick and easy to calculate. But to calculate your AMR, which is your active metabolic rate, it depends on what you do during your day. So this is key. This is why many people try to follow what someone else is doing, to eat the number of calories someone else is eating, or to take their calories very low, is that it won't work for you, but necessarily because it's working for them. So let's talk more about the AMR and how we find that out. For your AMR, someone who mostly sits all day, that's me. I mostly sit all day. I'm at a computer working mostly all day. So I would take my AMR, multiply that by 1.1. So that's someone who sits all day, has a desk job. If you are someone who moves a little, such as a job equivalent to what a cashier, the energy a cashier would exert, you would multiply your BMR times 1.2. If you're someone who moves a lot, and this would be someone like a carpenter, laying carpet, putting in faucets, they're moving around quite a bit. So they would multiply the BMR times 1.3. Whatever number you got for your BMR, if you were someone who moved around like a carpenter all day, you would multiply your number times 1.3. If you are someone who exerts an extreme amount of energy, this is someone who is like a football player, would multiply the number times 1.4. So I'm going to use 1.1. I have a desk job. I sit mostly all day. So I'm going to multiply that, and I'll turn this around. And again, all of this will be in the description below, times 1.1. And that's going to give me an AMR of 2,063 point, I think it's 82. Let's make this clear. 2. All right. So basically, your AMR is going to tell you if you don't eat over this amount of calories in a day, you will not gain weight. I will say this caveat: for a person who has some things going on with their body, hypothyroidism, polycystic ovaries, someone who is insulin resistant, this formula will in most cases overestimate the amount of calories that that person can consume. So keep that in mind. This is not a one-all be-all. For most people who don't have those issues going on, this is a great formula. Again, it worked for me to lose 84 pounds. So what do these numbers tell us? If I don't eat over this, then I won't gain weight. This number is the number where your body is going to maintain weight. You want to create a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, which means you have to eat less than this to lose weight. In this example, because these aren't my numbers, in this example, if I was eating 1,876 calories a day, or somewhere between these numbers, and I worked out, I went swimming, and I burned 500 calories, and I was eating this, then boom, my body, I took off 500 calories. Weight loss. I walked for 15 minutes during my lunchtime, burned 250 calories. Weight loss, right? So even if you're at this number and you're eating at this number, but not over this, if you eat at this and you're adding in something to it, some activity, you're going to lose weight. Okay, so now we're at step 2, and we're talking about exercise. So we know that this person, as long as they don't eat over this in a day, they are going to maintain their weight. But now this same person is going to go walking for an hour, going to go walking for half an hour during their lunch. And let's say they burn 300 calories, they burn 500 calories, they're going to lose weight. The person who is burning 300 calories a day will lose less weight than someone who is going to burn 500 calories a day, right? The person who is going to burn 700 calories a day. So these numbers can be manipulated a bit so that weight loss happens. However, you want to be cautious not to eat too little, and here is why, or to exercise and burn off all of the calories that you're eating, and here is why. As I lost weight, that formula that I did changes and you eat less. So you have to remember, in our example, to come up with these numbers, the person's starting weight was 244 pounds that we put into this formula. The person is doing great. The person now weighs 200 pounds. They've lost 44 pounds. The amount of food that they eat, these numbers are going to change, and it's going to take their calories down so that they're eating less to lose weight. But I'm going to tell you, it won't be a lot. So in the beginning for me, when I was losing weight, I started out my calories at about 1,800 calories, probably around this number, 1,800 calories. But by the time I dropped down and I was in the 170s and still wanted to get to 160, 155, I was eating about 1,500 calories. So it's not an extreme difference. Once I was in maintenance, I could take my calories up a bit. But when we're talking about weight loss, and as you lose weight, you'll have to eat less calories to continue to lose weight. So you have to make those adjustments. That is why you don't want to take your calories too low. I learned this the hard way. Okay, so what I choose to do is I stay at the highest calorie possible as long as I'm still losing weight. That is the reason why I use the same formula. Some people will change their formula every 10 pounds, every 20 pounds, every 30 pounds. I wanted to continue to eat as much as I could eat as long as I was losing weight. I did not change it. That's why it's important to use a formula that you know. The formula, you can go to it and you can change up the numbers yourself. All right. I don't want to take too long on this video. So that's number one, is knowing how much you can eat. Number two is getting some exercise in. And number three is just fixing your mind. You will have challenges. I had challenges. I had plenty of challenges. And here are some of the challenges. You have a spouse. You have children. What you're going to eat, or the way you may eat, may be different than what they eat. So that could be challenging. Or you've met your calories for the day, and now your spouse comes home with ice cream, and that may be tempting to you. Your friends are going out to eat for somebody's to celebrate a birthday. That may be challenging for you. However, the way that you can overcome those challenges is really plain and simple. You're going to have to learn to say no. Comes home with the ice cream, then maybe eat some strawberries. Or maybe if you've already finished your calories, you just done for the day. But let's say you still have some calories left. As long as you know that you're not going over your calories, have the ice cream. And I'm going to use that ice cream example. What I used to do with ice cream is I would measure out a cup of ice cream, right? Yeah, measure out in a measuring cup. And then what I would do was to add berries to it, because berries don't have a lot of calories. So I would do a cup of ice cream and then add a cup of berries to it. And it made it seem like I had a real big bowl of ice cream, So I'll talk more about that in my videos. So that's another thing. I will be posting videos starting on January 2nd. I will be posting a video every week with my weigh-in, whether I gain weight, lose weight, or don't lose anything at all, stay the same. I'm going to be posting my weigh-in every single week for 52 weeks in 2023. So that you can look for those videos. If you would like to follow me on this journey this year and beyond, you can please subscribe to this page, and you will see me posting my weights, and you'll be able to see that these formulas do work. All right.